Hello, my name is Santiago Martinez, and today we're going to be doing problem 4 of exam 3. We'll be taking a look at using properties of logarithms and change of base formula specifically to expand and break apart, and then evaluate using basic values that we were given. I also have a cheat sheet here to use our properties and also the change of base property right here. So the question is specifically asking us or gives us information such as log base b of 2 is roughly around 1.5. Log base b of 5 is roughly 4. Log base b of 7 is roughly 5.5. So pretty straightforward. And then our expression that we actually have to evaluate using properties is going to be 780, log base 5 is going to, log base 5 of 784 is equal to what? So first, what do we realize that we have here? It does already require to use change of base. And what change of base says is that we can split up our log into log base b in order to be able to work with what we're doing here. So let's do it. So if we're going to split this up, we'll start it this way. And we'll write what properties we'll use to the right here, going down. So we should have log base of 784 over log base 5. Check our values. Boom. Automatically know that's 4. We're going to hold off to use it until the end when we can substitute everything in. We might plug it in sooner, that way it's a little easier and less tedious to write. It's completely up to you. But in order to work with this number here, we're going to have to find some way to break it up. So the best way to do this is we're going to find a value times itself or times another value to equal this. But we have to split it up first. I always like to go with 2. 2 is a little easier to work with in my opinion. So we split it by 2. And 392 times 2 gives us 784. We can split this by 2 once again. And we get 192. Beautiful. We can split it once again. And you want to get it as small as possible. That way we can work with small numbers. 2 times 98 will give us 196, because 196 98, and then we split that up again by 2, and we should get 49. Right here is a square, and we know this is a square, and that is just simple 7 times 7. And how do we analyze this data? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 2's. So we know that it's going to turn into, we'll go this way, and I'll move that out of the way as well. Log, let's make this look a little prettier first. Again, I'll write my properties on the right once we go through the problem again. But just for the time being, we'll move this to right here, give us a little room. So we should have log base b of parentheses of 2 to the 4th times 7 to the 1 to the 2, 7 to the 2nd. Beautiful. Now we can see that we're on the right track due to having our 2 values here. So perfect. And if you're ever in a situation where you're given different values, you can try to get to that point before. But let's move forward. This is going to be all over 4. Again, we used our information given that this is equal to 4, just to make it a little easier to keep writing over and over, because I'm lazy, if I'm being completely honest. So we obviously see 2 times 7, we know that there's a property where we can split that up into two different things, right? So we can have log base of 2 to the 4th plus log base 7 to the 2 all over 4. Then, using another property, the power rule, we can do we can do 4 times log base of 2 plus 2 log base of 7 all over 4. And from this point on, it just becomes a plug and chug problem, right? So we're gonna have log base of 2 is 1.5. So we should have 4 times 1.5 plus 2 times log base 7 is 5.5. 5.5 all over 4. Now let's do that math. 4 times 1.5 is going to be 6 plus 5.5 times 2, which is 11 over 4, which also comes out to 6 plus 11 over 4 gives us 17 over 4. Amazing. So here, first one we used is change of base. Change of base. Separate these two so we can have our B right here and our M on top. Beautiful. Second thing we used is log of A plus log of B equals log of A times B. Beautiful. Now looking at our next rule, we just used the power rule. And then we just solved algebraically after we used the power rule. Box our answer. And that was problem number 4 of exam 3. Thank you.